Here's News Night with Alex Sayer.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me today. We have got an absolutely action-packed news for you. I've got loads and loads of clips and things from things that I've seen at the British Shooting Show and round and about. I'm going to start off with this one from Giles Marriott. Many of you know him, but did you know that he got a 4-ball? Let's have a look at this then.
It's the last one sort of really made with these were made pre-war. It's a very, very effective gun and a huge bore. Weighs about 24 pounds, so it's quite a big gun. We've shot it a number of times, and even Sam, our lad there, has shot it. So it's not impossible to handle. But it's this has just been finished being built, and we've just got this back today, actually, from the finisher.
Okay. Why did you have this built?
Because it's different, and it's nice to do something that nobody else builds.
What would you use it for, Mr. Marriott?
Well, really, it's got to be very big game, and I suppose elephant would be the best use of it, although buffalo would work really well. But I mean, because they shoot a big 1,000-grain bullet, if you shoot it normally, it's actually it's not too bad at all.
10 years in the making. I look forward to catching up with Giles Marriott very soon. I dread to think how much it costs. I'm not going to be asking the question. Well, I might ask the question, who knows. But talking of big figures.
And we are proudly presenting a cheque to the British Game Assurance. We have 6 estates which are all registered with the BGA to uphold the highest standards amongst our industry. So I'd like to introduce the BGA over. And this season we are very proud to have raised £35,255.66. Thank you very much for the support that you do, and here's to the future.
Well, thank you. And to all the guns that matter.
£35,000? Wow. I wonder what the BGA are going to do with that. And I wonder why they changed their name from British Game Alliance to British Game Assurance. Who knows? But I am pleased to say that Marks and Spencers are selling pheasants now. Or you can get them from your local butcher. I know I certainly can. Just £1 a breast, so not bad at all, really. And the rumours of me cozying up to Basque are indeed true. It did happen at the British Shooting Show. I had a marvellous time there. I'm sure you're all aware of that. So Basque have got a huge recruitment drive at the minute. I rather assumed there'd been a mass walkout. Oh no, that's not the case at all. They are in actual fact expanding. So have a look at their job opportunities. There's absolutely plenty on there. They've also taken Natural England wildfowling. Well, I'd be fascinated to hear how that went, considering how Natural England have behaved along the Humber last year and indeed the year before. But one of the best things that Basque are doing at the minute is the return of the Let's Learn More campaign. Oh, I absolutely love this. It really gets to the heart of the issues. It educates people, children, in a way that isn't condescending. I'm sure we've all had enough of that, not mentioning any names. And they're working very closely with the moorland groups, many of whom you should, if you're not doing already, follow on Facebook, because they absolutely display the fantastic work that predator control and land management does achieve. Which leads me nicely to this interview with the new chairman of the NGO, Mr. David Pooler.
I'm very pleased to have been elected as the new chairman of the NGO. I'm looking forward to furthering the cause of the National Gamekeepers Organisation and raising the profile of the sterling job that gamekeepers do as land managers up and down the country.
And if you haven't seen already, there are some new conservation awards. I did put out an interview on this channel whilst at the show.
The Conservation Champions Awards, take a look on the website for further details, which will be coming to you throughout the year.
And, of course, I couldn't mention the NGO without mentioning Jeff Garrett, my dear friend who I filmed for the shooting show. I'm sure you've all seen him in the pigeon hide, but not even he was expecting to receive his award at the British Shooting Show for long service. Absolutely thoroughly and well deserved, and many of you will know Jeff from the old Keeper's Diaries days, which are coming to this channel. And speaking of awards, the awards on the Friday night, I was delighted to see the Ultra Ligero won, which we put out a video on this channel about whether it's innovative or not, and the Browning Game Laminate won as well, which I was pretty pleased about too. One thing that did concern me, however, not that I'm into optics or scopes, because I'm not, but Pulsar winning this.
And the winner is the Pulsar Helium 2 XP50.
And the thing that alarms me is that Pulsar actually sponsor the awards, so I can't help but think there may possibly be something wrong there. Not that it's any of my business, nor is the lead or the steel debate. But I did catch up with this young man from BioAmmo, who's got an interesting solution.
Both the cases and the wads are made from a maize-based resin. They are loaded currently in steel or the BioAmmo blue, which is a mixture of aluminium, bismuth, tin and zinc.
BioAmmo haven't quite taken off in the way that I would have expected, but they are part of the FACE Patron programme. And joining them today is Harkeela. Here's Simon, the, pardon the pun, face of Harkeela and Sealand in the UK. FACE is a European group with 7 million hunters from 37 countries, and they're there to put out a voice for hunting and conservation. With any luck, I'll be able to catch up with them at EWA. I shall bring you as much as I can on this channel from all the details and the stands that I see at EWA. It's been great to see so many people at the British Shooting Show, and thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you now with Nick Cross, who, if you haven't met him, and you won't forget if you have, here he is now doing a little bit of a talk round telling us about GMK, Browning and his own experiences in the trade. Take care of yourself, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.
We're one of the biggest dealers in the country with Browning, and Browning really look after us. But you get a 325 comes into the shop, it's still bang on, still tight, still shoots, still not worn out. They are rock solid. So we're big fans of Browning because the product quality is out of this world. Now, I've got a little bit of an anecdote for you today. And of course, we all know that Browning is a huge American brand. It's up there with Smith & Wesson, things like that. So when John Moses Browning, he invented the semi-auto shotgun, he invented several new firearms. He pioneered new forms of shooting, new forms of weapon. But because he was in America, they hadn't got the steel skills to produce the materials required to cope with the designs he was making. And now in Europe at that time, in the 1920s, there were two main gun-making centres in Europe, England, obviously, and Belgium. And so they went to Belgium and they could produce the designs that didn't break. Browning are amazing with us. There's a lot of flow. We can sometimes get drops of 40 guns on a day. We do a lot of Brownings. Our shop is full of Brownings, and our customers never complain about them. Let's leave the Browning stand, and let's see what else we've got. Is the Sportsman, a retailer and wholesaler combination, which we have a long history and good relationship with. So the Sportsmen are innovative, flexible, generous, and well equipped. It's always worth coming to look at their stand. Again, the whole show, the standard of stands is amazing. Let's walk over to GMK. GMK used to be known as Gunmark, started by the Wachteri family in about 1969, 72 or 3. And when I first started in the trade, Gunmark were a struggling new wholesaler trying to make their mark in the world. And of course, Bretta and Browning are the two main pins of what our customers enjoy and want to buy. Bretta are way more innovative. And what Bretta have done, which is great, is they've got warehouses full of CNC machines. They've got a massive research and development, which means that Bretta they can bring new models out that are tried and tested based on their traditional designs, but they can innovate. Whereas Browning tend to be more, they're doing similar products over a long period of time. Bretta are perhaps more imaginative. So if we look at GMK, we see that they also do Franchi, or Franchi as they say in Italy, of course, Frankie's owned by Beretta. Benelli, the world's greatest semi-auto shotgun, that is also now owned by Beretta. Although the Benelli is made in a separate factory in Italy, but they're still owned by the same group. So GMK really have got some of the best brands in the world. So not only is the product good, but the backup is good. They've got workshops, they've got storage, they've got, you know, reproofing, all sorts of things. That was rubbish, you need to cut that out. They haven't got reproofing, I just made that up. And of course they also do Seiko and Tikka. Now, I'm going to tell you something interesting about Seiko and Tikka. So Seiko and Tikka are obviously sister brands, and they've deliberately, Seiko and Tikka have deliberately put themselves in two separate marketplaces. So if you buy a Tikka, it's the same magazine with an insert for the various cartridge sizes, whereas a Tikka barrel tends to grip the rifling as you insert it with the bolt, whereas Seiko is further up the scale, so each magazine is tailor-made for the gun, and the cartridge is held. The cartridge is held, not gripped, but held by the chamber in a more efficient way. So what happens is Tikka and Seiko are world leaders of centerfires. So that's GMK. We're at the British Shooting Show. The shooting community is very much held up by GMK and what they do for us. Their stocking levels are amazing. Their staff are professional. They're amazing. And of course, as you may know, Beretta have recently bought Holland & Holland, and so GMK at the moment are in the process of putting that brand in a new place. They're world beaters. So that's GMK. My name's Nick Cross, I'm here till Thursday. We're at the British Shooting Show, and we're walking around the hall, and we notice here that of course we've got BSA, Birmingham Small Arms. Started in 1873, they became one of Britain's biggest manufacturers. As you know, as you can see by the stand, there's a motorbike there. They used to make motorbikes. They were in Small Heath in Birmingham, still are, Small Heath in Birmingham, and they had their own kind of address. So BSA used to be Armoury Road. Driven down them billions of times, and we used to sell their air rifle range. But the good thing about BSA is they've kept the quality, and they've kept the Britishness, they've kept the integrity of the brand, and they're brilliant products. But as you probably realise, BSA really now pretty much air rifles. But when I was a lad, BSA used to do obviously shotguns. There's plenty of BSA side-by-sides in the world. There's plenty floating around in the marketplace, and BSA are really were world beaters. And the thing is, BSA changed their manufacturing in the Second World War to produce stuff for the war effort. BSA are amazing, and here they are today at the show. A brand that's still going. Obviously, we're in a world where a lot of things are made abroad. Obviously, China's a big manufacturer. So you see here, if you look at this show here, you see the wonderful range of air rifles we've got. You've got the Lightning XL, and you've got the various variations of the different things, and you see different stock shapes, different permutations of the same gun. But BSA are really market leaders. So, and what a wonderful stand. And if we just look at this motorbike, there's a classic British bike, made in Birmingham. Fantastic. Hello, we're here at the British Shooting Show 2022, and I'm going to talk about my own business. So we have here Premier Guns. I started Premier Guns on a bank loan from the bank in 2006, and I'd worked for my family over the years, and I wanted to start something on a different level. I wanted to do something improved on what we sort of got mired in. I was running a shop in a town centre. I was also running a shop in the city of Birmingham. But I wanted to do something that took us to the next level. But what they can do at Premier Guns that they can't do in some other stands is they can buy what they flipping want. We aim to stock what people need and want. So, if we glance over at the thing, you'll see we've got racks of Brownings, we've got Attas and Coffs and Berettas, and we are, you know, the biggest dealer here, and we're here to serve our customers. Now, I'm talking to you on Sunday of the show, so this is kind of day 3. So on Sunday, it's you know, it's sort of, the show is, I suppose, starting to draw to a close, and we've had a fantastic 3 days. We've had 3 days of absolute
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you are enjoying the British Shooting Show.
We've had a fantastic 3 days. We've had awash with humanity. Well, our stand has been absolutely. We had one point we had 7 people queuing to pay for the guns that they bought on that day. Yesterday was phenomenal. I would estimate we did nearly a month's takings in a day. We have a friendship with the guy who runs the show, John Allison, and he wants us to be here every year. You are coming, aren't you? That's going on, because we pull people into this show. The geography is a factor, but of course if you live in the southeast, it's worth coming up to the Midlands to look at everybody else as well as us. We're not, you know, and so the thing is, it's an ideal opportunity for people who want to see the show to come and see us, because it's worth the journey.